Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. KermMartian here, back with Train Simulator 2018. This is episode 8 of my Train Simulator 2018 series, and this is KermMartian Live number 30. So, you join me here on the Morristown Line of the New Jersey Transit. We are driving an interesting train today, and hopefully Train Simulator is going to render it correctly, and it does. We have CPRR1 at the head of a set of 5 Bombardier bi-level New Jersey Transit coaches. If I roam my way back here, you can see we are at Dover, and here are our coaches. Everyone's standing around, so let's let them onto the train, open the doors. I do not have a schedule to keep today. This is a quick drive scenario rather than quick drive, not a scenario or a career scenario. Let's get our headlights on, put ourselves into forward, and off we go. We have green over double red, so we are clear to proceed. Now, CPRR1, as you may know from my past videos in which I've driven this train, is not the most powerful train. It's 2,000 horsepower, locomotive I should say, 2,000 horsepower with both of its diesel generators going, diesel prime movers. But that's just fine. Hello there, iPhoenix. Welcome to the stream. I'm just getting going, so you have not missed anything. We're shaking out Train Simulator 2018 with a spring scenario on the New Jersey Transit Morristown Line. I'm going to be cautious in applying power because if I get too carried away, because this is a relatively underpowered locomotive for this length of train, it will wheel slip. So length and weight of train. So I'm choosing to drive on the Morristown branch. Hello, Matthew Vargas. Long time no see. Hope all is well. I'm driving on the Morristown branch because I was on it very recently. Just this weekend, I went to visit one of our good Chematech members and administrators, which requires a trip all the way down the Morristown line. So it seemed appropriate to play the actual route in Train Simulator. And I'm going to aim for perfection today, even though I don't have a score to keep to. Let's try to do a good job. Lots of school, totally understandable. Totally understandable. Have you gotten to work on your route since we last spoke? Take a look at my little speedometer here. You can't see that I'm pointing at it, but it's flashing to tell me that my next speed limit is going to be a 50 after this 55 ends. But that is not what we are in yet. So we are safe to go all the way up to 55 miles an hour. Got a double green down there on the wharf. Well, you know, not exactly double green. The green switch indication. In fact, that one's for our neighboring track. 30 miles of track, very impressive. Very impressive. And what level of detail are you creating that track right now? Those signals ahead are green over red. We're all good there. All good there. And apologies if I forget about that blind tooltip and leave my mouse in the middle of the screen at any point. There we go. Stick my head out. Very nice. Very nice. 51 miles an hour. Got to keep an eye on that 55, followed by a 50 in less than a mile. Got some super elevation action happening here. Very nice. Definitely screenshot worthy. 54.4, and we're going to be going down a hill, so let's ease off the power and get ready to hit the brakes. Oh, that's a great idea. We have another New Jersey Transit train going the other direction. There was a Comet cab car at the front there. The whole train was being pushed by an ALP 46. You're lucky there. What are you using for the accurate shape of the ground? Are you able to pull that data from somewhere? I think a little bit of power. Speed up. Well, we are going into that 50, so let's not speed up actually. Check our little speedometer down here. That flashing green is about to go to a solid green. And there it is, in the 50-mile-an-hour zone. And because we're going downhill, we are gaining a little bit of speed, so let's keep minimum braking on. Like geopipe, for example. Exactly. Or in this case, probably more accurately, the kind of data sources that geopipe gets ground elevation from. Nice, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. And how crazy are you going on things like buildings along the way, if there are many of them? 50 miles an hour, let's stay right under that. Let's be prototypical. And we're going to be going into a 60, so we can speed up once we get to that 60, which will be nearly at the end of this lake. Well, I say at the end, midway through this lake, perhaps. Staying nicely under the 50. As you probably know, Train Simulator lets you go up to 50.9 miles an hour for a 50-mile-an-hour zone, etc. But let's do what the rules mean, which is no more than 50.0 miles an hour. All right, now let's head up towards 60, but keep an eye on Denville, because I think we should make a station stop at Denville. Geek Boy has moved, so now I go to Dover instead of Denville to visit him. I won't say any more than that about where he actually is, but it is a truth fact that Denville used to be the place where I would get the train to go back to New York from visiting Geek Boy. Cool, that sounds like a good compromise, Matthew. Alright, let's start slowing down for that 30. I left that a little bit late, but we should be okay with some moderate braking. A little bit more braking. Yeah, we should be fine. Do a little coasting as we enter Denville. We want to get the whole train in the station. We're going to have to overhang the loco a little bit, for better or worse. Get that speed down a bit more. Bit more. Not quite that much. Coast the rest of the train in, and there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. And doors. Doors should be open, even though we're not getting indication on that. And they are. Very good. Sunny Denville Station on this spring day. I chose a spring day for the scenario. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Because in the real world, it is 75 degrees Fahrenheit today in February. What is that all about? Global warming and all that. That station does have a crossing, and it does in real life too. Let me pause so we can fly about. Yes, there is a grade crossing in the middle of the station. It has gates, so that's fine. This hill is not this steep in real life. Oh, yes, it is, actually. Sorry. We went down this road to turn around when they dropped me off at the train station in their car. Yeah, this is accurate. I've gotten my ticket at the little ticket machine that should be sitting inside this building. It isn't. That's all right. That's all right. But this is Denville, and it's time for us to depart. You really shouldn't stand in the road. That seems like a poor idea, and right next to a train that's about to pull out. Oh well. Can't tell everyone how to live their lives. 109? Well, here in the Northeast, 70 in February is extraordinarily unusual. Extraordinarily. Pulling out gradually here so we don't have any sudden starts or wheel slips. I think I can go notch 3. I cannot go notch 4 yet. I know that for a fact. If I do, I will get wheel slip. What else is new and exciting? iPhoenix, what's on your agenda these days? Working on any project? Yep, wheel slip still. We're still in this 30-mile-an-hour zone, so we can't hit the throttle too hard. Still wheel slipping. I have to remember, I think it's about 18 miles an hour that I have to be going before I can hit the throttle. And we're going around this super elevated curve, so that, you know, that makes a difference as well. That looks so nice. So nice. Gotta love super elevation. Sorry, I was looking at my super elevation. I missed the grade crossing. I'd like to stop at Mount Tabor. It doesn't look like it knows that there's a stop at Mount Tabor. I do see that grade crossing up there. Yeah, this is an unusual station because you basically just have to stop on the tracks and let people quick run over that little yellow thing you see crossing the tracks. Now I'm going to go outside and check carefully where I'm going to actually stop. I can't do short tones with this train's horn. Let's just get a door in here. There we go. Beautiful. Doors? Hello? Doesn't want to open the doors. Well, that's unfortunate. This is a station, I swear. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for any inconvenience. This game doesn't know that we should be allowed to open the doors here. So we shall head off to our next station stop. What's a TIBD chat thing? Should I know what that is? I feel like I should know what that is. I know what TIBD is. It's TI Basic Developer, a community calculator community website for teaching the TI Basic language. I don't know what the chat thing is. Is another website going to rip off Saks? Is that what's going on here? I kid, mostly. I might still be a little salty about IRC. Notch 3. Catch you next stream, Matthew. I hope your classes are going well. I hope you'll get a chance to see the rest of this video later or another time, and good luck with your route. I look forward to hearing the progress there. Well, you should just bring everyone over to Chematech iPhoenix. That's the clear answer there. Nope, can't notch 4 yet. 17, apologies for the truck that's backing up outside my window making noises. 18, there, nope, damn. Forgot how wheel slippy this train is. Nope. Bother. 22. Nope. We are in a 50 now, so we can speed up. And what's our next limit going to be? 40 miles an hour at some point. All right, now we can certainly... What? Seriously? We're going down a hill at 30 miles an hour. We're definitely not wheel slipping in notch 4. All right. Well, fair enough. I am pulling a very, very heavy train for this locomotive's capabilities. I won't complain. There's our 40 anyway, so we can't get too carried away. Sorry, there's a blind. I see no signals ahead, nor do I... Is that a grade crossing? It is. Under the 40 limit, sounded our horn for the grade crossing. All is well. All is well. And this hill is keeping our speed up. In fact, letting us speed up slightly. Another awesome banked super elevated curve. Oh yeah, that looks like screenshot time. And the birds are chirping, which is nice. Always enjoy some birds chirping. Ooh, that's a serious super elevation. I think that might be not exactly prototypical. Let's get our speed down. Creeping up again. Because we are still going down this 0.7% hill. Now we can go into a 50, followed by a who the hell knows what. 70, 50, who knows what that says. I wonder if that means we're going to be switching tracks there, but there are no switches to switch. So I don't know. It's 50 apparently. Or 60? 60, oh right. Notch 4 we go, until we get to the 50. Which we should be getting a warning about. We're not. We should be getting a warning about that 50. Thudunk, thudunk. Perhaps these are not welded rails if we're getting thudunk, thudunks. Down for the 50, after which is a question mark. I wonder what that is. Speedometer is not showing any particular warning for that, so one hopes it's a 60. All right. We can start speeding back up then. Next stop is Morris Plains. Morris Plains will be our next station stop. Let's keep our eye out for grade crossings. Let's speed up a little more with the knowledge that we'll have to stop at Morris Plains. Is that a little substation over there? What was that? You can tell it's spring because the trees are still pretty bare. Little bits of green in there, but mostly bare, even though it's a sunny afternoon. All right, let's start getting our speed down. And I think I see a grade crossing up there. Maybe not. Sorry, superfluous horn usage. That's frowned upon, just as much as missing a grade crossing, I suspect. Well, I more than suspect, I know. Here comes Morris Plains, and we are well under the speed we need to be at to stop safely here. Keep us on 25% braking to bring our speed down. And this is a high-level platform. A little more speed reduction, I think. I think we may be able to get the whole train on here, but also maybe not. We shall find out. Might have to overhang the nose here. But again, I may not. That looked like a nice stop to me. Let's look outside and see. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Oh, look at that. Look how nice that looks. I love that color. I like that color a great deal, and I cannot wait until this train is real. This is not a high-level platform. This is most decidedly a low-level platform. Why did I think it was a high-level platform? That's not high-level. Well, it's kind of high-level, except that the roadbed's weird here. That doesn't seem correct to me. Anyway, enough inspecting New Jersey Transit stations. Places to go, people to see, things to do. That's excellent, Phoenix. Yep, that's definitely something to be avoided. One of many pitfalls. One of many pitfalls. I'm curious if I could still find ways around that. Notch 3 I think is safe. Notch 4 is certainly not, although since we're on a straightaway, hopefully we can go into Notch 4 sooner than 30 miles an hour. Zoom in a little bit and look for grade crossings or signals, of which I see none. Our speed limit is 60. Of course you did. Of course you did. Here comes our train. Oh, you're serious. We'll see about that. Beautiful. Notch 4? Nope. I'm confused about the amount of noise these coaches are making, because they are trailers. The only sound they should be making is air conditioning sounds at the most. Notch. Oh, come on, really? We really can't go into Notch 4 until 30 miles an hour? So it would appear. Green over red. So we can certainly get up to that 60. Squeaky chair is squeaky. .45 miles an hour and accelerating nicely. What do we have ahead? We have a branch off there. We have blind, as always. And nothing else particularly exciting. Next stop is going to be Morristown. I'm going to try to make a stop at Morristown, track 2. We are going down a 1 in 100 hill, more or less, and almost at 60 miles an hour. Got some slightly larger houses over to the side there. Maybe not larger, maybe they're just close to the tracks. A lonely Alp 46 in that yard to our right. Oops, speeding. Let's not do that. That is my error. That is the first operational error I've made, I believe. 2 miles an hour of speeding. Not too bad, not too bad. But I'll try to be more alert. All right. Morristown. And half a mile to enter the platform, so let's start shedding some speed. We have a green over red, red. Shedding speed nicely. The iron says we're going on ahead. Technically, we are in the on the fast track now, so we may not actually be able to stop here. I think we have not... Oh, no, we've been lined up for a platform. Okay, good, good. Got another friendly Alp 46 over here stopping for the station. Who do we have? Oh, 4503. It's an Alp 45, not an Alp 46. And it is pulling some Comet cab coaches with probably a Comet cab car at the end. And there it is. Yep, Comet cab car. Very good, very good. We have the bi-level coaches because we want to carry more passengers. Nearly time to stop at the end of this platform here. Put on some pretty heavy braking. I'll overhang the loco a bit. That's all right. Max braking. And doors. Yeah, I overhung the nose slightly. No big deal. It's not like CPRR1's doors actually go low level anyway. Actually, that's interesting. Am I going to have to make CPRR1's actual doors be low level? I may. I hope the doors open. The doors have now closed, so off we go. Notch 2. 50 mile an hour speed limit. No particular upcoming limits being indicated. Anti-aliasing on our streetlights over to the left there. And no, the doors are already closed. And crawling out at 5 miles an hour. I think I'll put our camera over here again to watch our train. We'll stand trackside. There we go. Notch 3. Who do we have here besides iPhoenix? Are you still here? Just hanging out, Michael? we have another friendly train interested viewer? Going up a bit of a hill here. Nice pun. I'm a sucker for a good dad pun. Heading up a 0.6% incline, which is really almost nothing. 22 miles an hour. And I'm going to wait until 30 miles an hour to hit notch 4 because that seems to be what we need with this weight of train, which is good to know. This must be heavier than... Well, actually, this makes sense that this is heavier than the Amfleet set that I usually use with CPRR1 because these are bi-level cars. Bigger and heavier. It's 29, 30, and let's get to 31. Notch 4. Cool. Very good. No wheel slip. We have 70 mile an hour limit coming up in 2/3 of a mile. We have Penn Station coming up in 32 miles. So we have a ways to go. A ways to go indeed. Go away, blind. I don't want blind. No blind. That's so annoying. No. No blind. No blind. Zoom back out again so we can see just how fast we're actually going, which is faster than we were. Yeah. Speed! I missed the Grand Tour episode from last Friday. I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers. It makes me incredibly happy that I now get emails from places that sell used trains and train supplies. My life is nearly complete. Let's make a stop at Convent, New Jersey. Shed our speed. 25% braking should help. I'm going to have to increase that. Very nice. That should do the trick. 1/5 of a mile. Beautiful. 1/10 of a mile. 20th of a mile. Ish. That is an old truck right there. 30 miles an hour as we enter Convent. This is certainly a low-level platform. No doubt about it. Coast in at 23 here, and then cut our speed once the whole train is in the station. That looks good. That looks beautiful. Anywhere around here, engine. Beautiful. And doors. Doors are open. Very good. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to New Jersey Transit. We are happy to bring you to New York and other points east today. Doors are closed. Let's go. Hello there, PT. How's it going? Thank you for joining the stream today. Pulling out sedately from Convent, New Jersey, and being careful that we're not going to run any cars over. Notch 3, I think. How is life treating you these days, PT? $10 miles an hour. Let's watch our train pull out so PT can see our train, since he doesn't know what we're driving today. $15 miles an hour. It has a little bit of a delay. I think it's about 20 seconds. Hello, CPRR1. You look cool. And we're pulling a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Bombardier Multilevel coaches in beautiful New Jersey Transit livery. I sound like I'm being sarcastic, but I actually do like their color scheme, that orange, violet, and blue. I think that looks pretty spiffy, which is interesting because I don't often like orange as a color combination in any logo, and violet I'm meh on too. So, looks good. We're solidly in notch 4, going into a 60-mile-an-hour zone, followed by a 50, followed by a 70, maybe, question mark, 75. So we just have to stay under 60. I would not. I would disagree with you, however. I would strongly disagree with you. And we're speeding. Oh, and that's a 50. Hell. Sorry, I was thinking about what you said. That is unfortunate. That is my biggest operational error so far in this particular run. Gotta concentrate. Next stop is Madison, by the way. Madison track 2 in 3/4 of a mile. Back into a 70 momentarily, but we shouldn't speed up too much because we do have Madison to stop at. We do indeed. Not quite time to shut our speed yet, but soon, soon. Driving through somewhat rural New Jersey, suburbia. This is solid suburbia. The suburban sprawl of New Jersey. All right, now we can lose some speed. $35 miles an hour as we enter the station. That's a little bit fast, but we'll be okay. The brakes on this train are pretty good. I recognize this awning. This is exactly what it looks like in real life. A+ train simulator. A+. And let's see if we can get the whole train on the platform. We might have to overhang the loco. We might indeed. Nope, I think we're going to be able to fit everything on. There we go. There we go indeed. And stop. Doors. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Madison. Madison. Oops. Help train come back. And doors are closed. Off we go. Heading towards the Madison Interlock and points further east. $3 miles an hour. As I was saying to these guys earlier, PT, this loco CPRR1 is struggling a little bit with this train, which is perfectly understandable. It is not designed to pull this much weight. Well, it's designed to be able to, but not be very good at it. 8 miles an hour. So it has a bit of a struggle pulling these 5 heavy cars from a dead stop, especially up a little bit of a hill like this. 0.5%. 12 miles an hour. By itself, I have gotten CPRR1 going quite quickly along the Morristown Line, which is what this is. Quite quickly indeed. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to obey the speed limits and do this properly. That would be cool. That would be very interesting. Well, there's 2 ways I could do that. I could set the camera and go by the HUD, which is what I think you're suggesting. You know, just looking at the speed limit on the HUD, the speed on the HUD, location of the train, etc. Or the other thing that I want to do The other thing that I want to do is get good enough and familiar enough with some of these routes to be able to play with no HUD whatsoever. Just go off my instruments. For example, this is telling me that I can go, what? Well, 55 limit coming up. I think that puts me in a 60 right now. And because I'm over 30, I can go into notch 4. You know, you can see I've gotten the accelerator into notch 4 here. So if I did it that way, that could be also very fun. But I think we're not going to do that today. Let's see if I can figure out how to get the partial HUD up again. There we go. Madison Sampson Avenue Recess. Either of those sounds like a fun challenge. Oh, we're in a 70, not 60. My mistake. Chatham is coming up with a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit right before, but if we actually stop at Chatham, then yeah, it is surprisingly realistic. Much more so than that Subway game that Geek Boy tried out. Geek Boy and I tried out the other day. That was not incredibly realistic. Not at all. That video is definitely not going up on my channel. Start to reduce speed a little bit. To stop at Chatham. 45 miles an hour. It's a shame to lose our speed after we spent so long building it up. I suppose I could pretend to be an express service, but so far I am not doing that thing. That thing there. 29.8. Let's start pulling some more speed off. This is not the longest of platforms here at Chatham. It is in fact 5:06 p.m. in Train Simulator. Oh, and it's 5:20 p.m. in the real world, so not too far off. Hello, other train. We've got a Comet cab car at the front, some Comet cars behind, and an Alp 45 pushing. Beautiful. 24-hour time indeed. Doors are open. All of our cars fit. Just barely. Just barely, but they do. They do indeed. Let's go back to the front and see if we can get a picture with our friend here. Whoops. Nope. Too far back. Unless. Maybe I can get something like this. Oh, that's not bad. Let's do something like that. At the height of a normal person, not a Christopher. Not a KermMartian. That's not bad. All right. Oh, and this one's an L46. I called the 45 a 46 and a 46 a 45. Let's get back into the correct seat. Very good. And get going. Notch 2. Merca. Yeah, we don't really do 24-hour time for the most part. Yes, and the metric system. The strictly superior form of measurement over the imperial system. Although I have some other engineers, especially people who work on the railway, who prefer imperial measurements to metric measurements, since U.S. rail stuff tends to be in imperial. Actually, rail stuff in general tends to be in imperial. 4 feet, 8.5 inches for standard gauge, for example. Notch 3, pulling out sedately from Chatham. Siren is in the real world, although it could be in the game, for all we know. I have not looked at any of the Contest 21 topics so far. For those unfamiliar, CC21 is Chemetech's 21st programming contest. We have occasional contests anywhere from 0 to like 5 a year, where Chemetechians compete to create cool programs for calculators or computers with some kind of theme. This one is Holiday Celebrations. It was thought up by a relatively new member, JCGTER777. I think I have that right. Trains! Excellent! I'm glad you have a train-related entry. Unfortunately, I am not one of the judges. Well, I guess I sort of am. Everyone's a judge in this case. For this particular contest, any Chematech member can vote. So I can't say I'll definitely vote for the train one, although I do like trains. I think that will come as a surprise to absolutely no one. Absolutely no one indeed. I think that was mile marker 23 that we just passed. We've got another 25.6 miles to Penn Station. I think at some point we're going to have to go express. I think that'll be the correct decision. I think we will become a limited service, express service. Got a highway underneath us. I have no idea what highway it is. I was at a driving lesson the other day, as I do not have a driver's license yet. Those signals are facing the other way, and the instructor asked if I had driven a car before. If I had driven before, and my answer was, well, I haven't driven cars. He didn't delve further into that, so I'm slightly sad I didn't get an opportunity to say ... but I have driven trains. I have driven real-life trains. Trains, trolleys, subways. Got a nice little substation off to our side here as we are gracefully into this curve. Our excellent super elevated selves. Yes! Speed! Well, another 0.5 miles an hour of speed anyway. Notch down to notch 1 and notch 2. Because we're going up a pretty steep hill here, we will have to fall to 50 miles an hour. Are you entering contest 21 as well, iPhoenix? Almost no time to work on my programming projects, I'm sad to say. Almost none. I haven't even had much time to work on Amtracker. I have Amtracker on my to-do list, and I've been trying to add something to finally start storing historical data in the database so I can start running machine learning stuff against it to estimate train lateness, but I just have not gotten around to it. It keeps being on my calendar. Soon one hopes. I suspect until GeoPipe is a little further along, or I'm no longer CEO or something, that, you know, it's not going to be feasible for me to have a ton of time to do programming, which is very sad. And we're still losing speed in notch 4, which is very concerning. That's a red. That's got to be for the track to our right. That can't be for us. Summit. Do we want to stop at Summit? We should probably stop at Summit. Summit is a pretty major station. I think even the express services tend to stop at Summit. Justified CE. I know. I really wish I had time to work on it. And the TI-87 and Door CE and SimCity CE and innumerable other things. Innumerable. And trains. Even my train streams have been few and far between these days. This is only my second of 2018, and we're almost 2 months into the year. Heading smoothly into Summit on the middle track here. 20 miles an hour. A little bit more brake. Lovely. Very nice. Let's see how cleanly we can stop here once our whole train is into the station. Superb. We're clipping into the station slightly, but oh well. That's definitely not supposed to happen because this train actually stops at this station. Oh, yes, that was a clean stop. That was a professional stop. I will take that one. And off we go. Departing Summit. And I think we're going to be in express service now. Let's see. We have a red over green over red. So I believe that means we are cleared restricting. Cleared reduced? Hell, I need to review my signals. My 3 aspect signals. My, yeah. It's not 3. That's 3 aspect signals. Or 2 2 aspect signals? I'll look it up. I will review. Notch 3. I don't care what you say. I'm a fan of that. Is it the shape that bothers you or the color scheme, PT? Cannot go to notch 4 just yet. Heading through the Summit Yard interlock. Yes, I was curious whether it is the color scheme or the shape or both that bothers you about CPRR1. What your criticism was, unless you're just pulling my leg. Which is perfectly acceptable. Leg pulling is more than appreciated. Notch 4, heading down a 1.4% gradient. Luckily, we're going down this hill. This would be a struggle for CPRR1 going up. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what I was saying, I like the New Jersey Transit color set, the blue, violet, orange. I think that's reasonable. I agree that the bi-level coaches themselves are not hugely attractive. They're pretty boxy. They're functional. They're pleasant to ride in. I'm speeding. Wait, I'm not speeding. They could be more streamlined, that's for sure. That's fair. That is fair indeed. And we're about to start speeding again. Let's not stop at Short Hills unless we have to. Ladies and gentlemen, a friendly reminder that this is a Penn Station bound semi-express Morristown branch train. We will not be stopping at Short Hills and a few other stations along our path from Summit to New York Penn Station. Release the brakes and let ourselves coast up to that 50. 50. Another real life siren. And right after Short Hills is Milburn. Ladies and gentlemen, the following service will not be stopping at Short Hills. Please stand well away from the platform edge. Yes, it's called Superelevation. The purpose of Superelevation is to let the train lean into the curve to minimize the centrifugal force that the people in the train feel. So instead of being flung out towards the windows, they're just kind of pressed into their seats a little bit. It is a technique to make it more comfortable to ride trains and other vehicles at high speeds when they're going through curves. And it means that the train can maintain its speed faster going through curves instead of having to slow down before the curve and speed up after the curve. There's a type of train called a tilting train or Tiltronics or a variety of other industry terms for it. The technology was first invented in Britain, then sold to Italy, and then leased back to Britain. And all with the goal of allowing trains to run on older, very twisty track that wasn't built as straight, modern, high-speed track, while still allowing them to go fast. Good question. Very good question. And I love super elevated trains. They look cool. Bother. We will not stop at Milburn either. We will stop at Maplewood, however. We'll make a stop at Maplewood. We can speed right up through the 60, heading into a 70. Even more super elevated action. We have no signal facing in our direction, oddly. I'm getting hungry. Apropos of absolutely nothing. And we can stay at notch 4 full throttle because we're going into a 70, as I said. Now we're in a 3-track section. That middle track is presumably used for rush hour, and we have the highball, we have a green. Not with a car. I think they only let you collide with other trains. I mean, I think they only compute collisions when there's another train involved. Like, you'll notice that I clip through platforms sometimes, and that's fine. There has been the rare case, I haven't seen it in Train Simulator myself, but I've seen in other people's streams where the game forgets to make cars not be there at grade crossings. Uh-oh. We might not be stopping at Maplewood. And cars just kind of glitch through the train, so they don't worry too much about it. Ooh, this is going to be close. There's some heavy braking. No, we're going to make it. We're going to make it fine. In fact, I should back off the brakes a little bit. That'll do it. That'll do nicely. Let's get that last carriage on. There we go. Beautiful. That could have gone a lot worse. Doors are open. Maplewood, ladies and gentlemen. This station stop is Maplewood. And doors closed. And depart. Now 5:22 p.m. with another 17.76 miles to Penn Station. Notch 3. And let's look where we're going, I think. We should theoretically be on pantograph power, although my pantograph is not up. That's one problem with the CPRR1 prototype that I built in Train Simulator. I have trouble raising its pantograph. Have to figure that out at some point. Nope, can't go into notch 4 yet. I know that. I know that already. We have a green. We shall take it. 21 miles an hour. Seems very quiet in the world, because they don't have a ton of cars driving about and making noise, or pedestrians sort of wandering about. It tends to leave the world feeling a little bit empty to me. Just a little bit. Sure. Clack, clack. Gotta weld this track, NJ Transit. And we're going into, there we go, 30 miles an hour, notch 4. And we're in a 70. South Orange is the next station. Let us, you know what, yeah, we'll be prototypical. I'm pretty sure we have to stop at South Orange. Oh well, I feel like not stopping there. Half a mile till the beginning of the South Orange platform. We're not going to stop at Secaucus today. That is a true fact. This service will not be stopping at Secaucus. Hello, other service. Pulled by an ALP 45 or 46 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bi-level coaches. Ah, that's just like the church in South Orange, oddly enough. What do you know? What do you know? Cruising through here at 20 miles an hour, getting ready to stop. One more car to go. Half a car, quarter of a car, everybody's on. And doors. Very good. Very good. Smooth and steady. Which country has the most beautiful trains? That's a great question. It's an excellent question. A little bit of that is subjective, certainly. China and Japan both have some really beautiful, streamlined, high-speed, bullet-type trains. I'm particularly fond of some of the British trains, like the Class 801, which is technically what this is. This prototype is modeled after the 801. Let's see. Italy's my bias was that I didn't expect Italy's trains to be extremely advanced, but they do have some really nice looking high-speed trains. Who else have I seen? Oh, of course, France has some excellent high-speed trains. I have a soft spot for some of the US trains, though, like the P42 DC from Amtrak. Has many positive associations for me of good time spent traveling upon it. Why are we accelerating so slowly? This is painful. So although they're not particularly objectively beautiful, smooth, sleek trains, they're workhorses that get the job done, and I find to be pretty awesome. If the question is beautiful, though, I'd say probably Japan or Britain or France. Why is the sun coming through this train? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. Unless those are reflections. Not sure what they'd be reflecting. Where's the sun? The sun is behind our train. That's my opinion anyway. That is my opinion about the world's most beautiful trains. We will not stop at Mountain. We are going to pass straight through Mountain. In fact, let's make our next stop Newark Broad Street. Maybe Brick Church as well. Let's do Brick Church, Newark Broad Street, and then go straight for New York Penn Station. That seems good to me. Ladies and gentlemen, just a friendly reminder that this semi-express service will not be stopping in Mountain. Our next scheduled station stop will be Brick Church, followed by Newark Broad Street, terminating at New York's Penn Station. Of course, if you disagree, if you have some particular trains, for example, from where you are that you like, do please share. Or do you find your trains to be more practical than beautiful? Tell you what is beautiful, the weather today. It's unbelievably warm and sunny. It feels like a June or July day. June day, let's say June day, not a February day. We have 4 months until it's supposed to be like this outside. That is true. That is a truth fact. Heading up towards 70 miles an hour, now at a whopping 43 miles an hour. Go us. Go us. Trying to see if we have a signal up there. If we do, I don't see it. Or it hasn't loaded in yet. "45 miles an hour, come on." We will not stop at Highland Avenue. We will not stop at Orange. We will keep accelerating. In theory. That is the theory. Sound my horn as a warning. We have a 60 limit coming up, but that's quite all right. Not a problem. It looks like we have the Orange Yard Interlock coming up, perhaps, this little orange section here. And there's Brick Church in 1.22 miles. This looks oddly familiar. Hello, cab car forward, New Jersey Transit train. Signal here is hard to read because it's facing the wrong way. That'll do it. That'll do it indeed. Oh, we've finally gotten up to 60 miles an hour and it's time to slow down. How unfortunate for us. How unfortunate indeed. 0.4 miles till the beginning of the Brick Church platform. I don't think you can share images. You might be able to share links to images. What sort of things are you trying to link to? I might have disallowed links, however. For the sake of preventing abuse from randos who show up and spam the chat. It has happened. Rarely, but it has happened. Ugh, suburban sprawl. I hate it. Train! I love pictures of trains. This seems like a good place to stop. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Endorse. Ooh, they even put the bar down in the last car. Very nice. That is what's supposed to happen. Look at these people sitting on the bottom level, staying on the top level. Going to New York. Very good. Very good, people. And off we go. Our next and penultimate stop will be Newark Broad Street, followed by Penn Station. Oh, we have 4 people here. Who showed up? Somebody else must have shown up. Hello, random 4th person who is here right now, who is not PT, Michael, or iPhoenix. Notch 3. We've got that cut and not covered highway down there. That is in fact there. Probably one of the unfortunate legacies of one Robert Moses. This is not where trains are, but thank you, Train Simulator. Trains are up there. We'll stand precariously on top of this wall. Watch our train go by. Stand over here where it's a little safer. There we go. 18 miles an hour and accelerating nicely down a hill. And it is working hard to accelerate that train. It is indeed. Delicious frame rate of about 1. That's really not great. Green over red. Clear to proceed. Excuse my yawn. We are in a 60. We can go notch 4. We are not going to stop at East Orange. We are not going to stop at Grove Street Interlock. Either west or east. We will stop at Newark Broad Street. And we have just 12 and a half miles left until New York's Penn Station. I bet the rest of this word is going to be Broad Street. Newark, wood, broad, ... Yes, Newark, broad. We have a 35 coming up. We should slow down for it. I may have to be a little enthusiastic with my braking here. Broad Street. We'll be okay, but my braking does have to be quite severe. 38, 37, 36, and 35. Back to minimum braking. We'll keep the minimum braking on because we are going downhill. We will skip Roosevelt Avenue Interlock. Well, we're not going to skip it. We're just going to go through it. We have another branch joining from the left here, as you can see, from the north. There's Newark Broad Street. See you soon, PT. And now trains from that branch can get onto our track. I'm going to release my braking. Notch up a little bit to get closer to that 35, just to gain a few seconds of time. Not really for any particular purpose other than that. 35.1. We need to brake because we're still going down quite a hill. 1.1%. 2/3 of a mile until we enter the Newark Broad Street platform, and that's going to be our penultimate stop before our terminus of Penn Station, New York. What? Disagree. I timed that not perfectly. Little bit of speeding there, a little bit. It's been pretty good as far as speeding. Not great, not perfect. I aim for perfection. It has not been perfect. That's something still to work on, but it's been good. Let's keep an eye on that 30 limit coming up as we head right towards Newark Broad Street. Can see it up ahead. A little more brake. That's fine. Nope, not fine. Signal here is red over green. That's restricting of some sort. I really need to review these. I do apologize there. And let's throw some more braking in. 40% say. Yeah, that should be nice. That should do the trick. The city of Newark is arrayed around us. Lucky us indeed. I'd call it the murder capital of the Northeast, but I'm pretty sure that remains Camden, New Jersey. And/or Trenton. Might not be. That might be outdated information. I don't know. And put in a little more braking and stop right about here. Beautiful. Doors open. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last stop before our terminating destination of New York's Penn Station. This is Newark Broad Street. Change here for Secaucus. Doors are closed. I hope they got off quickly if they needed to change for Secaucus. Well, let's get going. Next and last stop on this Morristown branch train will be New York Penn Station. Is that a stadium over there? I don't think I ever noticed that before. Red over green. Watching the signals. Let's go to notch 3. And as we notch 3, I'm going to quick head over and look at that stadium sort of thing. It is a stadium. Baseball stadium. Got a bridge, got some cars, got some streets. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. This, just Train Simulator in general, they do a pretty decent job given the scope of what they're trying to do. I really can't complain. Oh, we're speeding. That is a 30 zone. Always happens when I get distracted. Always happens. This is why not to get distracted. Case in point. That is serious superelevation. Nearly in a 55 and then a 75. All right. We're heading into quite a network of tracks and yards that include freight yards, path tracks and yards, etc. All right, now we can go 55, so let's speed up. What is our signal? Not us. $37 miles an hour. Oh no, we lost someone. How sad. I wonder whom we lost. 40 miles an hour. Heading towards the 75, so no worries there. I think some water is in order. Ah, delicious. Delicious, tasty water. There's also a 60 coming up, but we should be perfectly fine. I'll take that. Also, definitely have to keep my eye on the signals around here because I've gotten caught out by the signals here before. What do we have there? Green over red. Flashing green over red. Aha. Uh-oh. Let's keep going at a slightly sedate pace here. Hello, train. Zooming along with your bilevels. Only 3. What a short train. That is a very short train indeed. And this is a high-speed switch, you can tell because it's so long. Green over red. Now we have to get under the main line here and up onto it. There we go. We've got the main line crossing above us. Up a hill. A 2% grade. And we're still accelerating at Up at 2%. Good for us. Ooh, these trees have leaves on them. Fascinating. It must have just gotten far enough in spring for our trees to have leaves. That's exciting. 7.5 miles to Penn Station. Where are you going? You look like you are not diverging. We joined the main line at a 60-mile-an-hour limit. That is not a problem for us, as you can see. New York should be in the distance there, and it is. You can see a little bit of the New York skyline there. There's the Freedom Tower. Not a whole lot of Midtown visible. There should be more of Midtown visible, but that's all right. We won't worry about it. We shall not worry about it. We are now in a 90 zone. Not that we're actually going anything close to 90. We should be getting a warning about the 60. We are not yet. Fascinating. I wonder why not. It's probable that the British in-cab signaling system built into this train does not perfectly understand our U.S. systems. That is not only plausible but likely. Oh, look, the Empire State Building, surrounded by nothing. We don't play it for the city geometry. We play it for the trains. You know, I was just sitting on the train the other day and looking at this weird little hill over here to the left in real life and wondering why it was so sudden and so small. It's a good question. It is a good question indeed. Happily going through the 60 zone at 59 miles an hour. About to rejoin the 90 zone and fly through Secaucus. In fact, I think we should race ahead to Secaucus. Let's do that. Let's race ahead to Secaucus. And watch our train go through. Check our signals along the way. Make sure there's nothing set against us. All right. Going a whopping 64 miles an hour. I think that's the fastest we've gone today. I'm sounding the horn, but we can't hear it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Speed! Speed! Oh, yeah. That's what we like to see. Could be going faster. But not today. Not today. 75, then a 60 for the tunnel. Then there will be a 15 into the Penn Station interlock. And then it'll be time to stop. Got some tracks merging together here. Hello, cab forward. 3-car train. 3-coach train. 3+1 for the locomotive. 75-mile-an-hour limit coming up. A limit we're actually approaching, oddly enough. By far the fastest we've gone during this particular run. How long have I been streaming for? Hour and 23 minutes, apparently. Amazing. There we go, solidly in the 75. Now we need to reduce our speed to 60, sadly, in order to go into the tunnel. 71, 70, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, and 60. Keep minimum braking as we descend into the tunnel at 58 miles an hour. I remember at one point, I think it was with the steam train, when I drove a steam train out of Penn Station but heading the other direction towards New Rochelle, and presumably further, although I don't think we made it much further past New Rochelle. I found that the steam train really struggled to get up the slope past the middle of the river. Again, this was the East River, not the Hudson, which is what we're going under now, but close enough, unless I maintain my speed well. So, since we also have a locomotive that's somewhat underpowered for its train, green over red, I will make sure that I do not lose my speed as we get to the bottom here. In fact, I think I'll start accelerating a little bit even now, being careful not to go over the 60 limit, of course. And there's our 15 as promised, edging into the HUD on the right there. I've noticed myself using the word there more lately. I blame my mentor at the Trolley and Train Museum, who interjects a lot of there into his speech patterns. Going to work with the trains there. Yellow over red. Yellow over red, yellow over red. I think that's a warning that my next signal could be a red. But my next signal is not until the end of the tunnel. So I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I really need to review my multi-aspect signals. I do apologize for that. Multi-signal signals. I am rusty on them. All the signals I've been dealing with, either in Train Simulator or real life, have been regular single signal 3-aspect signals, i.e. red, yellow, green. Red, amber, green, if you prefer. Alright, we are now heading up nearly a 2% incline into Penn Station. We're going to stop at Penn Track 13. Let's start getting down for this 15. I left that a little bit late. Not too late. I'm even going to back off the brakes slightly. Yes. In fact, I'm going to back off them entirely. 17. In fact, I'm going to put some throttle on. 15. I'm going to put some more throttle on, because we're going up a pretty steep hill. As we enter the interlocking. The infamous interlocking. One of the most complicated pieces of railroad engineering in the world. Red over yellow. There's our 15 restricting. Slow, rather, I think. Restricted, excuse me. A little more throttle. I can't believe I need to notch for it in order to get up past 11 miles an hour. Notch foring it in here does not seem like the right choice. But it is. Yellow over red. $12 miles an hour. 13. 14. Notch down. The magical interlocking. Oops. No speeding. No speeding. Not today. Very good. That was close. Penn Track 13 is our destination. Iron says we're heading to the left. Here is track 13. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for riding New Jersey Transit today, the Morristown branch. This is New York's Penn Station, our last and final stop. I've certainly listened to conductors say last and final stop. It's my favorite. All passengers should disembark here. Please make sure that you have all of your belongings with you today as you leave the train, that you're not leaving anything behind. And once again, thank you for riding New Jersey Transit. That took about a prototypical amount of time. It's about a 94-minute ride local from Dover to Penn Station. So that is about right. And I think somewhere around here is where we should stop. We do have a very short train for this platform length. This can fit like a 12-car Amtrak train with locomotive. And then some. And doors. What just happened? Did the game freeze? That would be perfect. It appears that Train Simulator has frozen. That's just wonderful. Please also excuse the sirens. I would like to say goodbye to you guys. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for this Train Simulator stream. It's been a pleasure to take a ride down the Morristown branch of New Jersey Transit in America with you, with CPRR1 pulling a set of 5 bi-level New Jersey Transit Bombardier coaches. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry I haven't had much time to stream lately. Life has been keeping me on my toes. I hope everything goes well with you guys in the meantime. As always, please feel free to share your questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section of this video if you're watching this after the stream. Or hit me up on Chematech if you are in the stream right now and you want to say things to me. You know, of course, do those things YouTubers always ask you to do. I hope if you like the video that you like it. I mean, oddly enough, that's what it means. If you want to see my future videos, feel free to subscribe and you should get notified when I post them up. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Good night.